What's up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and we are back in the world of Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. And some of you guys may remember this game from earlier in the summer when it came out on beta. I took a look at it then. It was a fun game, but it had some issues that kind of drove me nuts. Mainly, there were several classes that just really felt weak, and one of the classes was the Mage. I like mages. They're one of the classes that I do enjoy playing a lot. And unfortunately, at the time, the Mage had some real single target DPS problems. You basically couldn't do some of the keeps, and it really sucked because you were amazing at farming large groups, but you kind of sucked at farming individuals. Well, they've made a lot of changes, and things have gotten a lot better, and fired it up the other night because they were doing, there's a patch coming out where they're adding a new hero, and I wanted to kind of take a look at it. And so far, I've been kind of impressed by what I've seen. You know, the gameplay seems a lot smoother. One of the main complaints I had is you couldn't rotate your camera angle, which is something that they have fixed. Whoops. I did that a little too far away. Yeah. And, oh, dude, we're getting some nice loot this rotation. Now I'm playing the Mage. The Mage previously was an amazing AoEer. They still are. I mean, they can still blast things down. But previously they sucked at single target DPS. And this is no longer the case. They can do pretty good single target. They can do pretty good AoE. And I no longer feel like I'm playing a class that can't do any of the bosses at all, ever. There we go. Oh, that guy's going to charge me. This is going to be good. Alright, you two just sit down. There we go. Getting some really nice loot. Alright, so for those of you guys who are not familiar with this game, or games that are similar to it, this is a free-to-play game. That means it costs you jack all to play. There we go. And the big draw for the game is it's basically two-sided. Side one, you play what I'm doing right now, where you go and you attack other people's keeps. And then side two is where you design your own keep and work on trying to keep other people from being able to take it yourself. And both gameplay methods have their own kind of bonuses and their own achievements and, you know, strategies, etc., etc. And, you know, I guess theoretically you could play the game either way. You know, if you didn't want to come through and actually mess with people's bases, you wouldn't necessarily have to. You could focus on just the base building side of the game. But in my opinion, you'd be missing out on a pretty big portion of the game. Alright, you sit down. Go ahead and zap you down real quick. Now, for those of you guys who are familiar with Diablo, this side of the game, the sieging side, is going to be pretty familiar to you. It's basically just the standard, you know, go through, zap, kill the mob. You've got health potions, you've got mana. Oh my god, he almost fucking one-shot me! Die! Alright, there we go. Holy crap. That's the problem with the Mage. You're a little squishy, so you kind of got to pick your targets. Now what I'm waiting on is my charge right here. I guess I should cover my abilities. Number one is a PBAOE kind of stun, I guess I should say. Basically what it does is it stuns everything in an arc from me for, I think it's 5 seconds. So, bam, he's stunned. And it also makes him susceptible to magic. So, for the next, like, 5 or so seconds, anything that hits them magic-wise is going to rip them a new one. The second side of that, number two, that is an AoE pull and knockdown. So you can see it knocks them down for just a second. Doesn't last long, unfortunately, but it does kind of get the job done. Oh god, I gotta get some distance from this guy. Oh, no, he one-shot me. I can't believe it. He hit me for my whole hit points there. Now right here, you've kind of got an option, since I just epically failed in the quest for epic loot. Kind of ironic there. I just died. I lost some crowns. Crowns are kind of your, I call it your EP score. As far as I know, there is no benefit to these other than just coolness factor. You know, the more successful you are at either raiding or defending, the more of these crowns that you're going to get. I think there's a leaderboard for crowns, etc., etc. So when you attack people, you lose crowns if you die. If you kill them, you gain crowns. Now right here I have the option of either fleeing, escaping the castle. That means I just run away in shame. I can pay 500 gold, which is up here, and I can heal myself and I can continue on from here. But if I do that, I get to keep any loot that I get. Unfortunately, I do not get to keep, I don't get to raid the chests. So since I'm not so concerned with the loot, because recently the loot's been sucking balls, we're going to start over. Here I get to raid his castle. I'm going to go ahead and raid him to 4 because he did just one-shot me, which is, you know, much as I hate to admit it, it's pretty solid. And then I'm going to rotate the camera around so I feel a bit more comfortable. This is your timer up here in the upper right-hand corner. It doesn't start until the gate drops. As soon as you touch the gate, then it is game on. And if that timer completely empties, then you don't get to rob the coffers if you get to the end. So you definitely want to get to the end before that little timer ends. Otherwise, basically what you just did is for nothing. Nobody likes doing something for nothing. There we go. Alright, come on, and stun. I gotta kill the Cyclops, he's the big threat. There we go. You gotta watch out for those archers. They come in different flavors, and the different flavors of archers can really be nasty. Now these right here are just snare traps. Oh god, I'm stunned! That was almost bad. Oh! Now that's a nice piece. Unfortunately, it's a broadsword, and I'm not a warrior. Now I do have a warrior, but my warrior is not something I play all that often. I mean, don't get me wrong, warrior's a fun class. It's just not the class I enjoy the most. Alright, I gotta get out of this jello mode thing. I'm gonna drop him. And let's go ahead and zap him. And you saw that little laser? That laser basically locks onto me, and if it hits me, that guy does a ridiculous amount of damage. It hurts so much. Alright, I'm gonna wait for my 3. The other thing about 3 is it also heals you. Damn. So it's a good way to recuperate. No, sirs. There we go. These little eyeball things, they also heal me. And since I've already done his base once, I kind of know where to go. We've got our little balls back up. He's down. Oh, no. Oh. If that had hit me, that would have killed me. Those things are not to be messed with. Alright, here he comes. And, oh. Whoa, just got out of the way of that. And stun. And zap. Now I'm gonna melt you. And, oh. So, as you can see, there's a little bit of skill involved in this, other than just using your abilities in the best order. You also have to be able to kind of time your attacks and dodge them so that you can get in and out of the way when things are about to go bad. Unfortunately, these guys do not get slowed down by the jello mold like I do. There we go. I think we're about to get to the point where I died last time. Let's flip the camera around. Just gonna zap that guy. There's the big dude. Holy shit, he almost hit me again. Oh my god. No, I'm definitely not gonna play with him. He's gonna kill me. Oh. Zap. Oh. Oh. And the problem with that guy is his range on his hit is so long. Is that Dur? Yeah, it's Dur. You gotta be careful with Dur. Dur's a bad man. Oh, come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Move. Ooh. Alright, it's just us and Dur now. Now, Dur is a nasty boss. This is one of the final bosses, and I don't have a whole lot of time to kill him, so I gotta hurry this up. Oh, come on. Heal, 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 heal. And hit. And Really? Move. Fuck off. Alright, we got some health there. He's fixing to come back. Yeah, I hate how this guy resurrects. It's annoying. And heal. There we go. Alright, I got like 3 seconds to get to the end. If he levels that guy up, by the way, that guy could actually come back a 3rd time. It's one of the most annoying things ever. Okay, we just barely made it through. If we hadn't made it through in time, little gates would have crawled over these, and then I wouldn't have gotten all this yummy stuff here. Now you're gonna notice in the upper left-hand corner, we've got 2 resource types, which I'll show you here in a second. We got almost 6 grand EXP. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 5x. He did pretty good. Alright, so we've got 2 resources up here. 14,000 gold, 17,000 life force. Life force is used for the production of creatures, traps and things like that, and then gold is for everything else. Now, our little base here right here kind of sucks because when I first got into the game, I kind of followed a different route when it came to buying things and setting things up. So I didn't necessarily go the right way, so my architect base didn't get leveled up very well, and so I can only have 5 structures right now. It's something I need to work on. And I'm also in the process of revamping my base, so right now my base is kind of completely undefended. But you can see, you can go through and you can set the layouts. You know, if I don't like things this way, I can move my base around. I can reorganize it and set it up in such a way that, you know, it moves the way I like. I can rotate these structures if I want and flip them around a variety of different ways. You can even purchase 8. Whoops, no. There we go, put you back. You can purchase a variety of new structures, which I'll show you in a second. Each of these different guys, they have different setups. Like this Scorpio, he can pull, he can push, or he can hit you with a boxing glove and that will snare you. There's a lot of different, you know, choices that you can do with some of these things, and the behaviors of each of the individual creatures can be handled in such a way to do specific setups. So like for instance right here, the way I've got this set up is this guy right here, when he aggroes, he's going to punch you in the face. Well, when he punches you, you're going to go flying back, and these obviously are jaw traps. So if you manage to make it through here, you're going to immediately aggro this guy who's going to punch you in, and it kind of stuns you for a second, which is going to knock you back into this trap. You're going to get chomped, which is going to do massive amounts of damage to you, and then you're going to try and get out about the time he's going to punch you again. And so if you retreat, you know, you're kind of stuck on this side, and it kind of slows you down. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money or points or levels in some of my other structures to kind of go from there. I will, over the next couple of days and weeks, get this base built up a little bit better. Now, all these structures back here, this is your heart. This is your gold storage, your life force storage, and your castle heart. Your castle heart's kind of like your nexus, if you're familiar with League of Legends. It's the heart of your castle. So this right here is one of the most important things to level up, as is your gold and your life force, because if you don't have enough storage, you can't buy some of the more expensive stuffs. You've got Workers' Cabin. That shows how many things you can upgrade at once. I've got mine maxed out, so I can upgrade 5 things at once. You've got the Architect Office, which controls how many buildings you can have and which ones you can purchase. You've got your Hero Trainer, which is a building structure which allows you to buy new heroes if there are any available. At the moment, there are only 3. The 4th one will be released soon. And you need this one to level all of your people up. So like right here, our knight is ready to level up to level 16. So we're going to go ahead and purchase that, or 15. And now he's going to level up. Now, each character has 3 different trees, and each of those trees each have 5 different levels. So these are all of the abilities you have for the knight, for instance, since I just leveled him up. And as you progress, like at level 25, I will get level 3 cleave, and then eventually I'll get level 4 cleave, and then eventually level 5 cleave. So there is some differences in builds. You know, there's different play styles. You know, you can go glass cannon, you can go kiting builds, etc., etc. And each of the 3 different heroes has their own play style and different setups and what they do well with. Now, when you're raiding other people's castles, if you're familiar with Diablo, you do get a lot of loot. You can see right here we've got a variety of different items. There's oranges, there's purples, there's blues, there's greens, etc., etc. Each of them has its own tier. Some of them are better than others. You have your own stats. So, you know, like I got this staff. You can see if I equip this, I would lose almost 40 damage per second. I would go down in stun chance, crit chance. So there's a lot of stats and things like that, and you're always wanting to buy and upgrade your gear and get better and better stuff. And so you've got these little boosts you can get, which will increase your money drops, your life drops, and then your magic find, give you a little bit better options to get that stuff as well. You've got potions that you can buy. The potions can be purchased with in-game gold. The boosts, at the moment, as far as I know, are only given as quest rewards when you first get into the game, or are required to be purchased with emeralds, which are purchased, well, I think they're called blings, actually. I call them emeralds, but I think the game terminology for them is blings. That's real life money stuff. And then it even has a buyback setup, so if you accidentally sell something that you really want, you can buy it back from there. The blacksmith, that's this guy right here. He will produce armors and jewelries and things like that for you. Usually you've got far better gear than what he has to offer, but every once in a while, you know, if you haven't gotten lucky with certain gear drops, you can rely on him to kind of hook you up and get you some good stuff. The castle heart right here, like I said, this is the heart of your castle. There's also different themes, and each of these themes makes your castle look completely different. You can see kind of from here what the views look like, and each of those will change completely the way your castle looks like to people who come and hook up with you. Now right here, these are the different creatures. Remember I was telling you there were creatures and, you know, stuff that you could set up here. This is all of the creatures that are currently in the game. Each of these can be leveled up and have their own abilities, their own strengths and weaknesses. You've also got traps. As you can see right here, there's a ton of different traps you can use. You get to position all of this stuff in your base, where it is, how it runs, etc., etc. And there's some really wicked stuff that you can do with this. You can upgrade this so that you can have stronger creatures, etc., etc. And then you've got your research tab. So like, for instance, we've got the Scorpio here. Well, Scorpio, let's see, where is he? Let's see if I can find him. I don't have I have to get rank 6 in my research lab before I can upgrade it, but I could upgrade him, and this would be the benefits that he would get. And you can increase these guys' levels as well. So if you like a specific character, you can dump levels into him and make him stronger and stronger. That Derp guy, I think it was, or Dur, that's right, Dur right here. You can see Dur was one of the bosses. Well, at level 1, he only has 2 revives. At level 3, level 1, he has 2 revives. Level 3, or 2, he has 3 revives, and I think at level 3 he has like 4 revives. It just gets ridiculous. So some of these bosses can really be jacked up, etc., etc. So there's a lot that goes into this. Like I said, you know, you've got a whole bunch of entertaining stuff to mess with here. Hours and hours of content and just getting your base set up for people to attack and try and, you know, defend. And then at the same time, you know, you've got to go through and learn how to best attack other people's bases, etc., etc. Let's see, where is the attacking screen? So right here you can see all of the other people's bases in my area. This is based on matchmaking. The green is the NPC campaign stuff. Each of these maps will have a series of challenges that you get to, and then once you hit the top level in that bracket, you can come up here and fight the quote-unquote boss. And this boss is usually the default boss that you'll fight from all the players in the next map. So, for instance, in the last region, I can pull that up, we were right here in Bling's Landing. In the last region, the final boss was Dur, and now in Nova Galotia, we're fighting mostly Durs in all of these player keeps here. Occasionally we'll find a different boss, but most of them are Durs. So usually by the time you defeat this guy, once you finally figure out how to beat the NPC version, you're usually about ready to fight the player version. And you can see here, like for instance, this guy right here, he has 8 crowns. That means he's probably pretty easy and defeating him won't be a problem. This guy, however, he's got 307 crowns. He's probably going to be a little bit more challenging. You can click here, you can see how long it usually takes people to clear the dungeon, the number of traps, how many heroes this thing has killed, and your rewards, EXP, gold, and life force that you'll get, and then how many crowns you win if you win, and lose if you lose. And so this guy has defeated 18 heroes, average of 358. This guy has defeated 97 heroes. And you can also see the difference in rewards here. This guy is going to give me almost 50,000 life force to win and almost 10k EXP. While this guy is going to give me 2,000 EXP and like 1,000, 1,500 life force. So you can kind of see the differences between, you know, good bases and bad bases. And you can kind of figure out, you know, which ones you want to hit, which ones you want to avoid. You do have friends lists, so, you know, like I've got Big D here. I can actually go and fight Big D, challenge him. We can, you know, see who can do different areas better, etc., etc. You've got the worldwide leaderboards here, so you can see, you know, I'm rank 4 among my current friends. I'm 1,300 in my country, my zone, and worldwide. So this gives you something to fight with and work on getting better. And you can also see it's ranked in a variety of different criteria. So if, you know, crowns isn't your thing, but, you know, heroes defeated is, or creatures defeated, or achievements, honor points, etc., etc. So a lot of different options, you know, here that you can play around with. But I don't know. I think it's a pretty decent game. It's something that I'm going to be playing casually. I know last month we took a look at Alliance Warfare. I wanted to play that with you guys, but unfortunately I didn't quite have as much time as I thought I would, and that game took a lot more time than I thought it would too. So unfortunately that was one of those games that you kind of got to be on all the time. Whereas Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, I can kind of get on, burn some stuff down, build my base a little bit, and kind of move on. So let me know what you guys think. Is this a game you guys would be interested in playing with me? If it's something you'd like to take a look at, there is a link in the video description down below that will take you over, get you registered on the game, and then you just simply need to add TDK Pyrostasis to your friends list, and you're welcome to come and whoop my base's ass. Or if you've got a base that you think I can't take out, feel free to send it to me in a message on here. Tweet me on Twitter. Let me know which one of my friends you are, and I will try and raid your base. If it's challenging, I'll do a video on it for YouTube, showcase your base, how I beat it, or how it whooped my ass. Either way, and we'll see how that goes for a bit. So once again, like I said, if you want to play this game, there is a link in the video description below. Click that. That'll get you registered. Add TDK Pyrostasis, and we'll see if you guys like this. Hopefully you guys are liking this video. If you do, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.